Yes, viewers, you are most welcome on our program. Watch, listen, and learn. And we believe that this program is one of the programs that's going to change the lives of the people, including our country, Uganda. So today we are back on air with Mr. Reagan, and we are going to be sharing about the purpose. The other time when we had hosted him, you know, we talked about it, but we didn't exhaust. But right now, I think you who is watching us, you're going to pick something. And today, specifically, I repeat that one again, specifically, we want to handle or to talk about the purpose. Do you know your purpose? What's your purpose? What's my purpose? Is my purpose just to be here on this TV? Okay, we are going to hear from him. Yes, Mr. Reagan.
Yes, sir.
You are most welcome once again.
Thank you.
Here on our TV.
It's my pleasure.
And we are very much privileged and very honored to always honor our invitations whenever we call
My
upon
honor.
you. And I believe that God has given you such a humble heart to always honor our invitations. So today, people who are watching us, they are ready to receive from you. The other time, when you were telling us, you told about the Bitchon, and then we talked about the purpose. What was the purpose? And then we didn't go there far of it, and we decided that to host you once again, and such that we don't leave our people in the space. Okay. So, and I believe today they are going to pick something. So, you can introduce yourself and then we proceed from there.
Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Yes.
And what I can say it is we can only thank God for what He has been able to do in us and what He's doing in our lives, and causing us to also extend a hand to impact other lives. So I will begin like this when we talk about purpose.
Yes.
First of all, what is purpose?
What is purpose? Yes.
I can say purpose is the original intent of creating a thing. Like, why are you creating a thing? Like, why would the creator do something? Or I can say it is the need of a manufacturer to produce a thing. I will start like this to talk about purpose. We can never talk about purpose and then leave the creator out of the equation. Because in the very beginning it is purpose. And in the very end it is purpose. Why would you want to create something? And for which reason are you creating something?
Yes, yes.
In other words, purpose precedes production. It comes before production. And then
yes.
even after production, the very thing you have created, it has to fulfill its purpose. Now, when you can never understand your purpose before you understand the mind of your creator.
Or it's like that you cannot understand the purpose of the phone unless you know why that who made the phone made it for.
Yes, it's like, the manual guide that comes with the phone.
Yes.
Okay, before we go there, an individual sat down and had to think, how can I ease in communication if we are still, in those days when we are still using letters? A person dies and then they are sending a letter. It reaches the receiver months after when they have already buried, you get? So an individual sits down and they want to isn't communication.
Yes.
They say, what can I do? Let me create a phone. You get?
Yes.
They want to solve a problem. Like they are creating a thing for purpose.
For a certain purpose to be met. Oh, is that?
Okay. They are creating it for a purpose. They are creating their phone for a purpose. But then the phone also has to fulfill its purpose. Like in the beginning, they had to think to solve the issue. That's why it's purpose always comes to solve a problem.
Yes, true that. Yes.
You come to solve a problem. You get? So before you understand your purpose, you need to first understand your creator and the mind, his mind, the image.
Mr. Reagan.
Yes, please.
Because he's my creator. So how do I understand? How do I get to know the purpose that he created me?
Now, like I gave you an example of a manual guide. When they give you a remote, it comes with that manual guide how to use this remote. You get? So you have to read that guide to know how to use that remote. Though some of us only know play, pause, off, yet it has very many functions. Just because we don't read that guide. So the only way to understand or to get the mind of your creator, for example us, God, our creator is God.
It's true that.
And the only way to understand the mind of your creator is his word. You get me? His word is his mind.
Through his word.
You get?
Okay.
When he says, let us create man in our own image.
Yes.
You get? God says, I have created you in my own image and have dominion. You need to firstly understand what image are you. In other words, you will never fully understand your purpose unless you understand your manufacturer and their mind. You get? When God was creating, it is in his mind for you to be a success. Many people think, I don't know how I can term it, but they are struggling to be a success because they have not known the mind of God, the mind of their creator. For he says, I know the plans I have for you, to prosper you, to give you an expected end. That's why when God was creating, he would say, it is beautiful. Like for him, there's nothing he created that was not beautiful. It is in his mind for you to be a success. I will give you an example. For example, companies. When a company is producing a phone, it is in their nature to protect their name. Why? That's why they will give you a warranty. They will tell you if anything happens to this phone between this time, bring it back. The transport costs will be ours. The repair costs, or even we shall replace it with a new one. You get? There is something in protecting their name. They want to protect their name at any cost. So what do you think? If a man can want to protect their name that way, what about your creator God? You're getting me? So he is sending you to be a success. Because when you are a success, that also glorifies his name.
So you want to say, or you want to mean that people are suffering because they have not known the mind of their creator?
They don't know. They don't know where they are coming from. and it makes it hard for them to function in their purpose. You get? That's the major issue. So I feel like we can never exhaust what purpose is, how to know your purpose, unless you understand the mind of your creator.
The mind of your creator.
Unless you understand where you're coming from. Like I told you, it is the original intent for which, the reason as to why you're creating a thing. Like God had to make sure that he puts everything you need in you. Like before they send that phone from the company, they have tested it, and that's why they are telling you, if you want to do this, do this and this, or use it this way, because they have already tested. How do they know that it can work that way? You get?
Okay. So, and even the creator first tested you before. Beautiful.
You get? So by the time they give you that phone or they put it on market, they know that phone can perform. So by the time, that's why God says, I knew you before you were in your mother's womb.
I knew you before you were born.
I had holy plans for you. I called you what? A prophet. Before you were in your mother's womb.
But if he knew before my mother's womb, or before he knew someone in his mother's womb, why the creator, or why God can't let that purpose be fulfilled? Those good plans which he talked about.
Everything is finished and ready for you.
Where is it? Where is it?
And he has
I want that.
And he has deposited it in you. You get? And people, the reason as to why people never get to do what God has planned for them. No, you know, in this world we have been, there's a way how we have been tuned to understand success. Your parents will tell you, you go and become a doctor, because doctors do what?
Read books.
No, get money. They want money. They tell you that success is you getting money, buying that car.
By the way, Mr. Reagan, what is success? Because just like as you mentioned, because success, if I see someone driving like a Porsche car, I say that one has succeeded. Yeah, Chikuboyo has succeeded. Someone has a mansion. What is success?
Now, it's not bad to have a car or a mansion. You get? If someone has understood their purpose. Because like I told you, everything you need is in your purpose. The house you need, you will find it in your purpose.
Okay.
The wife you need, you find them. Anything that comes outside your purpose is not yours. Now, if I get that car, but through understanding my purpose, that is success. In other words, success actually is not the car. Success is fulfillment.
Hey.
Success is purpose. No,
Success is a fulfillment.
Yeah.
Fulfillment of what?
Success is purpose.
I think
in other words,
when you say fulfillment,
it is that inner fulfillment, not the fulfillment you see.
okay.
No, Dr. Miles Munro gave a story of a successful man. I think he was called Cambridge, and he was drowning in water, and then a young man, I think he was called Winston, and he comes to rescue him. Cambridge tells the young man, "Leave me to die." He actually fights the young man to make sure that they let him die, they let him drown. But after the young man getting him from the water, rescuing him, this old man tells the young man, "You are a curse to me. For one reason, you have rescued me from death." So the young man was confused because he had known this old man for a long time. He's a rich man. He has a mansion near the waters. He has cars. He's married. He has children. He thought he admired the life of this old man. You get? But this man tells Winston, it's better you know what you're supposed to do. It's better to follow your passions. In other words, he asks Winston, what is the meaning of life? Now, a rich man is asking a young man, what is the meaning of life? He has everything, the cars we are looking for, the houses we are looking for, the beautiful wife and children, the mansion. But he asks Winston, what is the meaning of life? What did you expect a young man to answer? Yet he actually admired the rich guy. But he tells Winston, follow your passions and do what you're supposed to do. Because your fulfillment lies in there. In other words, whatever we are seeing right now, the evil we are seeing, all originates from not knowing who you are, not knowing your purpose, not knowing your creator. The corruption we are seeing, the suicides we are seeing, every bad thing you are seeing originates there. The drug abuse you're seeing, unless we tackle the topic of purpose, then we shan't get people out from evil. You get? So later in his book, he gives an example of Winston Jr. This young man was told by the parents, go and become a doctor. We want you to become. The guy goes and studies, becomes successful. And then one day the mayor wants to reward him, and they call him in front to give a word. And Winston just cries. And he just says one word, I can't do it anymore. You get? I can't do it. This is a successful man. Everyone is seeing a successful man. Everyone wants to be like him. But he says, I can't do it anymore. Because me, in the very beginning, I wanted to do music. He says, in fact, he says, if I take this award, it's like I've crucified, or it's like I've cheated. You get, like, it's not him. It's not him, though he has gotten that accolade of a doctor, but it's not him. For him, he feels in the beginning he had to do what? But he only became a doctor because his parents wanted him to become. So success is fulfillment, is you doing your passion. That's why Monday mornings are hell to many people. You get? Because they are doing what they are not supposed to be doing. That's why instead of finding fulfillment at their jobs, they are frustrated and confused. They are depressed. Because it's not what they are supposed to be doing. So purpose is life. It is fulfillment. When purpose is success, that is success, you to become fulfilled. Actually, when you understand your purpose, you will never fear death again. The reason as to why people fear death is because they feel they have not fulfilled what they are supposed to do.
That is surely hard for someone.
You look at men like Paul. For him, he wants to die. He wants to go
He was longing for death.
because he feels he has done what he was supposed to do. When you come to this point of you understanding what you're supposed to do, who you are, you will never fear death again. Because you are doing what you are supposed to do, what you are made for.
So you want to mean that success is not all about accumulating things and.
Don't get me wrong. It's difficult for a man to understand their purpose and run in it, and these things don't follow you. You get? everything you need is in your purpose. That thing that you will do, happily do, even when you're not paid. Okay?
So, in brief, how do I find my purpose?
Now we are coming there.
Okay.
You get? We are coming there. You get? Like I said the last time, every man who comes into the world has a purpose to fulfill.
Yes.
And like I said last time, that you can never. That's why when you do what you're not supposed to do, you'll be frustrated. Like I told you last time, you are invited to these things, to your call, what you're supposed to do. So unless you understand the very thing you're supposed to do, your life becomes frustrated. That's why you find people say, what is the meaning of life? Why am I even here? What am I doing here? And they end up looking for the solution or the answers in drugs. They end up looking for the answer and the solution from maybe prostitution. They end up finding the answer from elsewhere because they can't get the answer. Like one of the ways last time I told you, one of the ways to know your purpose is to seek your creator, to ask your creator, what am I supposed to do? Why am I here? And those are the common questions in every man's heart, but they will never tell us. Like I said last time, what is your passion? What is that thing that you can do willingly, even there is no pay? When you know that no one is going to pay you. You get? And also, one of the ways that you can know your purpose, what angers you. For example, you can reach in a place and you say, this is not how it's supposed to be. You feel like you have a role to play. You want to solve that. You want to solve that problem. You feel like
I need to do something about this.
Yeah. That also, there also is there's an assignment for you. And then, like I told you, purpose is about touching lives, other lives. You are when God wants to solve a problem, when God wants to do anything, He will bring a man. He will assign a man to do it. Then, like I told you, there is what I talked about intuition the last time, that inner peace, that inner witness, for you to know what you're supposed to do. Then also I can encourage people to have mentors, to read books, to dig deep, to understand more about purpose. Because it will never be about how much we can accumulate. It will never be how much we have as well. But unless you find fulfillment, life will be here to you. Unless you find what exactly you are supposed to do.
This is tricky. No? Very tricky.
No.
Very tricky.
If you understand the creator, your manufacturer, and his mind, it's easy for you. And the reason as to why many people never want to take this route, number one, it is a lonely journey.
Of knowing God.
Of taking the path of the dream, or of taking the path of your purpose. A few people will understand you.
Very long.
When God when the Bible tells us that He is the King of Kings, you are the king, or we are the kings, and kings have domains, have kingdoms, and God creates every man with the domain or with the kingdom to conquer, to rule. So every man has a different thing to do. You will never be like any other person.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And that's why I think many people who have not understood this, they want to become like other people,
A copy.
a copy of the other person. That's why we love to put on a T-shirt with a picture of someone else. That's why one would want to change their skin color, because they feel they are not.
Like Mzungu.
You feel they are not, and that's a sign that you are seeking validation. You don't know who you are. Then that's why some people will put on wigs. It shouldn't scare me, but you should find pride in who you are. Because when God was creating, He said it, and I saw it is beautiful. Like He never creates anything outside that. So people not understanding all that. Creates hell. And like I told you, it is a lonely journey, because everyone has been given their domain. It's you who will understand your part to do, your domain. You will never be the same as the other. So it's a lonely journey. They won't understand you. And then, like I said last time, people fear to begin small. They want to begin at a level where they are taking off. And if you ever want to begin from that place, you want to begin. That's why I tell people that are visionary, begin.
Just begin.
Close your eyes and begin. Because there is no perfect. I'm waiting on the perfect time. What perfect time? You are waiting on money. What if it doesn't come? Because
It will come, because it's the vision to come.
let me tell you. For example, a teacher will never appear unless you're ready to learn. There are things that will never come unless you make the first step.
Sure.
You might wait for the money, but yet the money is on that
It's waiting for you to take a
to
step.
take that step.
Amazing.
You get? So people must learn to do their passion. Must learn to start small. Must learn to know the mind of their creator. If you understand that God has created to be a success, then there is no room for you to start thinking small. Because when he created us in His own image, He told us, have dominion, dominate, rule. And He's the same God who says, I've given you all things that pertain to life and godliness. He's the same God who has told us that He had holy plans for us. He knew us before. He had plans to prosper us. He has plans to prosper us. You get? So it's upon you to understand your Creator, understand His mind, your image, your identity. You know, we have very many systems that can choke our identity. Number one, schools, the education system, the grading.
Yes.
When you get a C, they tell you are an average person, and you build
You
build your self-esteem on that. You build your identity on that. Even when you get out of school, you are building everything on that. The education system is not enough to describe who I am.
These days, they say education is the one which describes you, who you are.
We have a manual guide to look at. Get. There is a purpose we have to fulfill. That's why many successful people in this world never finished school, because school was not
Do you know that you have talked about something with education? Do you know that education has not keenly taken a note to see that this child, it's not that if he has failed mathematics or what, that he cannot do anything. Maybe it's my purpose is into something else. So, but when I fail it, you are doomed, this is foolish, stupid.
That's why I tell people there is no one who has an opinion on you and apart from your creator, apart from God.
Exactly.
Let God be true and every man a liar. Your full identity is not in any man. Your full identity is not in that failed paper. Your full identity is not in that part you have failed. That's why some of us are unstoppable. We are ready to do big things. We are ready to conquer our realms.
Because you found your purpose. Is that?
Yeah. Some of us, we know. When you put me in a place that is dying, some of us, it is in us to put it back to life.
All right. So viewers who are watching us, we are still on our program, no? Now, on Watch, Listen, and Learn, and we are looking specifically on what is your purpose. Now, Mr. Reagan, I just want you to look into the cameras directly, and you break down the word success, and also you show someone how he can find his purpose.
Yes, I can finish like this. All what I have said is not all about purpose. But what I can say is you will only find fulfillment and success in your purpose. Everything you're looking for is actually in you. It is not outside. Anything you want to manifest is actually in you. When God was creating you, He already deposited everything you need in you. What you only need is to find that very thing you're supposed to do. And like I told you, there are some ways you can know through your passions. What angers you? What triggers your anger? Like, what do you want to solve? The intuition, the inner peace within you. The mentors and the what, they can help you find who you are. But most importantly, to know God, know your Creator. There is no how we can teach you this purpose and then leave God out of this equation. No. What was the mind of your Creator?
How about if you are talking about know God, but there are these guys that have not even, they don't want to even know God, but they have found their purpose. How can you describe those ones?
There is no, life is spiritual.
So it was accidental or coincidental and they found
There is
themselves
nothing
in the
like
purpose?
an accident in the spirit.
I mean like these ones who have found their purpose in what they are doing, and they're doing it excellently.
And like I told you, there are many ways to know your passion. What triggers you to? What do you want to solve? You get? There are many ways you can know, but there's nothing like coincidence. Because the moment you start a wrong thing, it will frustrate you, it will depress you,
Yes.
it will confuse you, life will be meaningless to you. But as long as one has found something that fulfills them, that's their purpose.
Okay, that one brings us to at the end of our program. Watch, listen, and learn. And specifically, we are handling the purpose. And I believe that you, someone who is watching us, you, young lady, you woman, you man, you young man that who is watching us, at least you have found the true meaning of how to find your purpose. What triggers you, what angers you, that is your purpose. Go on and pursue that, and the fulfillment, you will find a fulfillment. So I just want to tell you that down there's a button. You can press on it and share, like, and subscribe. And I want to request you that in the comment section, we are waiting for you, asking if you want to ask a question or you want to reach out to us. So you are very free. Just go in the comment section and respond to us. Respond to this message. We shall definitely come back to you. If there's something that you have not understood, we are here for you, even to make sure that you have understood yourself fully. We meet